Hey everybody, good morning. How's it? Aloha, this is Geebz here, your old composer here at the Decomposer Lounge. With a nice hot fresh cup of coffee and all them witches propped up and ready to go here. Now I've done a couple of them already and I know I had them listed in Stoner Rock, but I decided to look them up to see what they were doing right now and if they were on tour and what's going on. And apparently, because I got a suggestion for a song of theirs called Tiger Pit. So I said, okay, let's do one of the new songs for my suggestions, and also it's always nice to be right on top of a band's new release when I can. But this is funny. Remember I was talking about genres that, like, wait, what? I never heard of this one. There was another one listed here, and it's called Neo Psychedelia. That's just another genre there. It's everything's got a label, doesn't it? Remember yesterday's video? It was just more of just a rant when I was talking about the boomer, the doomer, and the gloomer. And, it's all about the labels and the sub-labels. Anyhow, so this is considered neo-psychedelica. So, like usual, I want to thank you guys for your support, just for hanging out with me. That's always super cool beans. You take a little break in your day and enjoy a little bit of music, especially if it's the first time if you hear a band and you somehow add it to your playlist. That's really super badass. It's kind of an unwitting joy of mine when people go, dude, never heard of this band. I just put it to my playlist. So this could be one of them if you're not already a fan of all them witches. So let's do this. This is a brand new release called Tiger Pit, and I'm actually going to be doing their music video here instead of Spotify. Why not? Why not present all of their hard work for their latest release? All right, let's do this. All right. Looks like the song right now is staying in, one key. A matter of fact, a pedaled note throughout it, which is da dum da 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 da. One of the things that first came to mind, I'm a bass freak, and the bass line is just driving and in the pocket, but it's got such a mean, dark, heavy sound, and I don't know if it's linked up with that. I'm listening to it if it's in unison with a synth, dark, heavy. Tonal soundscape. So in other words, very thick and rich and wave saws very separate, in its space and its the way the sound is manufactured. But that adds for just a very heavy bottom end, through it and stuff. But another thing that I noticed too is that the drums in this particular song, his arrangement, he doesn't have any hi-hat going on for the most part. So it's, he's really going heavy with the kick, really keeping all that drive and grind going. What I love is like when he first came in with his vocals, how everything kind of comes from that hard left, hard right, pan left, pan right kind of vibe, brings it back in tight, and then there's a quick accent of the guitars and stuff. So even though they've been pretty much, you know, in one driving rhythmical arrangement, that dun dun tick ding 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 tick ding, they do these textures that give us an experience dynamically, which is really important to me. Now, I'm not saying that I'm a dynamic snob. If there's no dynamics, the song isn't good, you know. But I just, for myself, my own taste and stuff like that. Then there was the section where they actually just held down power chords too, and gave us that big fat width. Now, by looking at the video and listening to some of the words, because I don't have the lyrics out in front of me because I'm watching the video, this sounds like more of a social current event kind of vibe thing that's going on right now. I'm going to probably, after this, go back, I'll read the lyrics and stuff like that. But I love the fact it's very anthem-y. It's very call to action without being overly heavy. And also because of the tone of the voice and where he's at, you know, that keeps it it's a very serious, heavy kind of vibe with it. But it's not, you know, overly complicated, not really riffy and stuff like that. So it gets an opportunity to really punch in and hang out right here. Fade. I love a fade. Now, I didn't say it at my first stop because I spaced. I forgot. But the slide guitar melody. At first, I thought, oh, they're gonna hit us with a little bit of a solo. But what ended up happening was it was an arranged melody that was there, and you saw me went like that when he hit a specific note, which pushed it a little bit out of the darkness. And to me, musically, that is such a unique, if you do that right in the right places, that's a unique little shock. And not like, but more like, oh, you know, it's kind of like this very little short bit of joy. That because what is happening is that the song is established in a, you know, minor, darker, heavier sound. And then when, at a certain point in songs, when composers and arrangers, musicians decide to go ahead and just want to change you up a little bit, maybe make you go a little bit of an emotional reset, it's still within the scale, of that darkness. It's an option for you to do these unique things with different notes and stuff. When he glided up into that more positive note, that does kind of give you a little sense of like beautiful uncomfort, something of that nature. I love the fact that, you know, they added the tambourine, just came in halfway through. I thought it was really super cool. It was that and the slide and stuff was very reminiscent of more blues rock. You know, that 70s kind of vibe where there was, like, you know, and Zeppelin, Bonham used to, you know, love to do that a lot of times. I don't know if you ever, unless you're old enough or ever saw the videos, but sometimes he'd have a tambourine mounted on top of his hi-hat. So instead of having a hi-hat line, he'd be just using his foot. You know, I'm not saying that's what happened here, but it just gives me that in my recall. Excuse me. But I like just the call to action kind of charge vibe. It was dark. The story seemed to have been kind of dark and foreboding, if you would, a little more of kind of like how life sometimes seems like right now, socially in the rest of the world. So anyhow, yeah, this was All Them Witches, Tiger's Pit. I want to thank you guys for joining me this morning. I mean, it's morning for me. I know the world's already up and doing something. I'm already, you know, I'm up at the crack of 8:30, like I do as an old composer, drinking a hot cup of coffee. I want to thank you guys for your support. If you want to buy me a hot cup of coffee, because you know that the advertising here doesn't monetize the channel, it goes to the publishers, the writers, the records company. All the links for the headset I'm wearing, the cup of coffee, join me on Patreon too, that's really fun, is down below. You guys have an unbelievable, super cool day, because I'm going to try to. That's for dang sure. All right, guys, take care. Aloha. All right.